Alright, now they asked me to graph y is equal to cosecant of x between negative 2 pi and 2 pi. So, I will do that. I'm going to remember that cosecant's reciprocal of sine, so I'm actually going to first dot in the sine function. I'm going to label my graph. It'll help me to answer some questions in a minute. Sorry, I'm kind of like going downhill on my x-axis there. I don't know. Don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so it's cosecant, so I'm going to dot in the sine function. Sine goes through the origin. I always remember original sin. Sine goes through the origin. So I'm just going to dot this in. It's not really the graph of cosecant, but it'll help you graph it if you'll dot it in. Then I reach my minimum, cut the axis, reach the minimum, cut the axis, and I'll dot this side in, okay? Everywhere that the sine function crosses the x-axis is going to give me a vertical asymptote, which will help me answer the question right below here in a moment. This is going to be a vertical asymptote too. It's kind of hard to see because it's also the y-axis. And then remember, it'll go like this. These kind of look like parabola things. They're not really parabolic though, they're asymptotic, but they kind of look like parabolas. Alright, so there is my cosecant function. The next question says, where are the vertical asymptotes? Well, I'm so glad I drew that right there because that helps me to figure it out. Negative 2 pi, negative pi, 0, pi, and 2 pi, because there they are, all the vertical asymptotes, okay? If they ask me generally what are the vertical asymptotes or where is it undefined, I could say it is integer multiples of pi. Integer multiples of pi, or we can sometimes say integral multiples of pi. There we go. That would be all of them. That would be generally speaking. This would be specifically between negative 2 pi and 2 pi. Those are all of them, okay? Then they ask me, where is cosecant of x equal to 1 between negative 2 pi and 2 pi? Where it's positive 1 right here. The first place is negative 3 pi over 2. And then the second place is positive pi over 2. And those are the only two places on my graph, right? So I think we answered all of our questions about cosecant. Notice it's easier to answer these questions if you'll do the graph first. So on your test, if I only ask you one of these questions, just do the graph first and then you'll be able to answer them and it won't be very difficult.